I didn't
Well,
even
quit
get.
being so attractive and popular. Just be a gaming shut-in. Come on.
That must be my problem.
I didn't even get to start playing till like 4 o'clock. That's some bullshit.
Dude, that's a personal problem.
I don't know. It actually was. But I'm gonna grow salsa. What are you gonna do?
I had to stop all afternoon and actually like clean my house and feed my cats and
I've
stuff.
got 2 weeks coming up where I'm gonna have to hire someone to tend to my fake garden for me.
Yeah, I'm screwed. I'm going out of town in a week, and then I'm out of town the weekend after that too. The week after that, so I have like 2 weeks of not playing.
Yeah,
then Wyvern can ruin for everybody. Hooray!
He'll like that, you know. I know. I'm going to be out of town next weekend too, because I stupidly agreed to go to Seattle Film
Wait,
Festival.
next weekend? No, I'll be in town next weekend. I'm out the 14th, 21st, and 28th.
I'll be out of town next weekend at the Seattle Film Festival, and I'm like, film festival? Who wants to go see movies? I have WildStar.
Yeah, I'm out right after Elly, so.
Which you're in July?
The first 2 weeks of July, yeah.
Oh, sweet.
All right, we'll figure this out for recording purposes.
I can do
but in the meantime,
week stuff potentially or something too. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Or we'll get guests.
Let's do the show. We'll figure it out in IRC tomorrow when we can record.
Solve it in post.
Okay, I'm going to do a recording, or do an intro, or whatever it is that we do here. What are we doing?
Not playing WildStar.
I know. Okay, here we go. Hello, and welcome to Cat Context Podcast, episode 52 for the 4th of June, 2014. I would like the record to show that WildStar launched just about 48 hours ago, and we're not playing it, so we can talk to you guys.
Speak for yourself.
No. If you start that, Arrow's going to start it, and then this whole podcast is going to go downhill.
I can't. I have to lock myself in a separate room to podcast, and there's no Mac client.
Oh, I feel so bad for you.
So as you can guess, our main topic this week is going to be WildStar, because all three of us are playing it. It's pretty exciting. We're having a good time, so let's get right into it. But first, let me introduce my co-host. It's Airlate and Alindriel. Elly, how was your dinner?
I didn't get to finish it because you people are food Nazis and want me to do the podcast on time.
Why don't you just eat while we're recording?
Because I don't have a mute button for my nice microphone, so then Liore would have to hear me eat my dinner in.
Yeah, if I have to edit out you eating your dinner later, that's not going to make me happy. How was your weekend otherwise?
Good. I got to play WildStar, and also I planted a garden, but a real-life garden and not a WildStar garden because I'm not 14 yet, so I can't plant my WildStar garden yet.
We were going at cross purposes in the pre-show chat, and oh wait, no, you're talking about the WildStar garden. Oh.
Yeah. Also, I'm drinking a nice beer here. It's not this beer, but this is the glass I got. Pelican beer.
Ooh.
That's a pretty sweet glass.
I know. All right, go ahead.
Arrow, how was your weekend?
My weekend has been pretty rad, except for the fact that Tiny Dino was very sick, so I was up at 2 o'clock for launch. Though, yes, I know, it's very funny. But still couldn't play because nothing is ever up on launch, ever.
It was up surprisingly quickly after the midnight time.
Yeah, that's actually the first thing. Let's start from the beginning with the launch. I know that Elly and I were sitting there hammering F5, waiting for the launch to happen. They no one actually expects to get in at 12:01 on an MMO launch. They had DDoS problems, and you can look and see they were getting some crazy DDoS traffic there. Thanks, script kiddies, for nothing. But otherwise, the launch has been really smooth for me so far. How about you guys?
And yeah, other than my bag of awesomeness disappearing several times and taking God knows what with it.
I heard that was a problem.
Yeah, that was pretty crappy. But
Disappears?
it did. Yeah, it was bugged for a while.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard
First you couldn't claim it, and then once you could claim it, it wasn't actually real. So you could equip it and put stuff in it, but then if you logged out, it vanished.
Yeah, I heard people had that problem when they zone changed to loading screens.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty crappy. But now it's been pretty stable for a while. I got to tell everybody that the Gup is a fantastic stalker. She's it's all she has to do is
But a WildStar stalker, or is she getting
a
an
wild
early
star
start?
stalker. Yes, this is Pink Lady.
I saw you tweeting about Pink Lady. I think that's
Wow.
awesome.
Is she? What's pink?
Orin.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
that's what she picked. She's with giant ears. She's all pink. I don't even know where pink came from. Orange used to be her favorite color, so she's got orange hair. But yeah, she's running around everywhere, hitting the one over and over and over again, because that's all you need to do with a stalker. It whips out the claws and
That is
turns
all.
everything into exploding steaks, which she thinks is the best ever.
Yeah, she's not wrong. It's pretty awesome.
That is true. That is
I
true.
don't get to blow things up nearly as much as other classes with either of the classes I've been playing, so that makes me sad.
You don't get to turn things into exploding steaks?
I don't think so. With the Esper, I haven't had any super explosive things, and the engineer either. But luckily, I'm playing the engineer with somebody who's playing Spellslinger, and for whatever reason, she makes them explode.
The only thing that makes me sad about the exploding steaks is that they're not necessarily also pick-upable meat that I can then use to make spicy turkey.
You have a problem. You have a problem.
Yeah, she
What?
doesn't have
Because
enough
I think
spicy
cooking
turkey.
in games is awesome? Shut up. It's because I can't cook in real life, alright? I'm living vicariously through my games.
The truth comes out. A lot of people have been experiencing, I mean, they've been getting a lot of pushback over this weekend because there are huge queues on many of the servers, particularly the PvP servers. And they've already brought out 2 PvP servers since the game launched. But, I mean, people are mad. They're really, really angry. And to them, I say, I haven't had any queues on our server.
No,
No, we're not allowed to say
we're
that?
not allowed to say what server we're on or that we haven't had any queues because then we will get people to come to our server.
Oh no, PvP players will never come to our server.
That's true.
That's
Ever.
true. We're on the RP server, so...
Oh, god damn it! You
I
edit that
already
out.
announced it this morning on Game On and told people to look us up. So
I know, and you put it all over your blog.
And I put it all over my blog. So yes, we're on the RP server, and we've had no queues whatsoever so far. So
And yet we've got pretty good population density.
we do. It's usually high population.
In some
density.
cases, too much population density, like the challenges are a huge pain in the ass unless it's 6 in the morning.
So the thing about the challenges is that they're kind of hard anyway, but they're definitely hard when other people are also trying to do them.
It's the kill ones aren't so bad because it's open tagging. You don't have to actually tag the mob to get credit for it for the challenge. But the pick up 10 fireflies shit, that's not open tagged. Somebody else picks it up and it's gone.
Yeah, I've actually had more trouble with the killing ones just because everything's dead all the time.
There's
And,
that too.
And things. The respawns are typically fine. Like, I haven't been stuck for questing, and I don't feel like I'm stuck for that, but trying to get challenges done is a little bit hard. Just because, mobs are spread around, and if there's 10 or 15 people running around killing them, then you can kind of run out pretty easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find sometimes they'll trigger a challenge because there'll be one sort of random person, but the actual cluster of them is a ways away from that, so it's not always quite right.
So you can go back and redo them. You can actually redo all the challenges every half hour or so. So that's fine, except at some point the actual killing part won't be particularly interesting. It'll be easy to get good ranks on them. But I don't know.
I don't care as long as I win.
Right. I know, as long as you win and check the box that says you did it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so, I think it sucks for the people who are in queue, and it's really, really long queue. Like, I think Pergo was one of the original PvP servers, and I've heard reports of they're having to wait like 4 to 8 hours to get in the game.
Yeah, so the problem with Pergo, from what I could understand, is that all the goons went there, all the PvP goons went there. Don't shake your head. That's where they were originally going to go.
They were, but they got specifically asked by Carbine to go to Warbringer, the new PvP. Yeah, so all the goons are on Warbringer. That's the new PvP server.
Well,
they were like,
I think Elly's right, and that was the original problem.
Yeah, from a launch perspective, the goons were going to go there. Like almost all of the communities I saw were actually going to go to Pergo. And so it just sort of got overwhelmed, and then as soon as you've started, like especially if you've started the first day and spent like 3 or 4 hours power leveling the first day or just playing, it feels really bad to go start on a different realm the second day. I would be kind of annoyed to have to go to another realm right now. That's a good way to kill my enjoyment. So I think it's just people sort of hoping that they'll power through it. And my understanding from Carbine's perspective is that they can adjust these things on a per realm basis, so they may loosen up eventually. Hopefully, it does.
I'm sure it will. You know, I mean, this is the big rush. It's probably never going to be as busy as it was like this afternoon. This is probably going to be the peak time ever for WildStar, and then it starts to kind of drop off after
the
that.
open launch after Headstart still.
Yeah, but everybody who bought the game now this weekend has had Headstart time.
Okay.
Play Headstart. So like,
I didn't realize it was any time before Tuesday. I thought it was there was a cutoff.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I bought the game on Thursdays or Fridays, so it was at least.
Oh, really? You slacker.
Well, I knew I was going to play for the last year. I was in the open beta for over like almost a whole full year. I think I got in July of last year, the beta.
He's never going to let that go.
Well, I just mean like I had made my decision early, but then made it a lot easier to stick to the I don't want to pay for pre-orders too far in advance.
So I think this is a great segue into the pre-order bonus. You're ready to let that one rip, Elly?
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry, Liore. I totally took that from you, didn't I?
That was a great segue. Go for it.
Except that it's not a pre-order bonus that I had an issue with. It was the authenticator bonus.
Oh, that's right. Is it? It's your authenticator.
Yeah. So the pre-order bonus was like
logically consistent.
The pre-order bonus was like the Rocket House and a bag. Is that it?
Is there a bag? Because I need a bag, so I'm going to look for that.
The Bag of Awesomeness is a 10-slot bag that was a pre-order bonus.
Oh, shoot. I need that.
Yeah, you should. And I think it has stopped
disappearing. You should maybe plan that.
I think it's stopped disappearing so that you can definitely do that. Yeah, but the thing I was sort of annoyed by is whenever you put an authenticator on your account, you get a permanent buff. And I actually thought it was going to be an item and not a buff, but it turns out it's a buff. That's 2% experience, honor, and reputation, I think.
Forever
for all of your characters. It's really awkward on the first day to have a permanent XP buff in my mind. I don't really like XP buffs in general, particularly. I don't really have anything to yell about because like engineers or settlers can like make 10% XP buff terminals like out in the world. So clearly the game is balanced around having temporary buffs like that. So I care a lot less than I do in other games. Sorry.
Man.
I know. I was really riled up about it last week because it came out and I was like, this is fucking bullshit. Like all of the XP buffs in general, like.
Isn't Rye like 30 now?
I don't know.
Close to it. Yeah, he's close to it. Yeah.
I'm not running anything with Riven until I'm max level and at the same level of content that he is. That's kind of that's my biggest frustration with launch and early game MMOs anyway. So, and it's not specifically because I don't like Riven. I like him. He is one of the people in our guild that tends to be a fast leveler. And I am not really. I'd say I'm probably average for our guild, honestly. Although I'm trying to play 2 characters, so that's gonna hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
I have to shopping for Pink Lady time.
Yeah, I mean the biggest problem, the whole awkwardness for me comes around like my favorite time in MMOs is this time. It's the discovery stage, learning how things work, learning where instances are, what instances are, like how you get into them, like who can do what roles, stuff like that.
What the fuck Moxie is for?
What the fuck Moxie is for, and why does it work? Why is Moxie and Tech different for different classes that use the same kind of armor? I don't know, but it's true. Or maybe it's finesse. I don't know, whatever. I just look at the tooltip every time. But so when there are people who have been through the content a bunch of times, and the prolonged open beta and people that we know having done a lot of participation in the open beta, they have this sort of built-up knowledge, and then it feels like when you join an expansion towards the end of the expansion in WoW, and just everybody knows what they're doing already. And I love failing in dungeons and stuff and learning that. So I find it frustrating sometimes to be in a position where I'm carried, and not just by gear, but by previous knowledge. So
I will say, if you enjoy failing in MMOs, I listened to our guildie's attempt to do the level 15 adventure earlier today on Mumble, and I think you'll enjoy that.
Yeah, those are awesome. The adventures are super cool, and they're actually really hard.
Well, yeah, that's one of the points I wanted to talk about. Like, WildStar's hard. It's not like Dark Souls hard, but it's hard. It's harder. I was having difficulty soloing.
Playing the spell slinger.
Yeah, I think the spell slinger is breaking it for me because like when I'm playing grouped, it's like totally not hard. We just roll over everything, which is fine because we're playing in a group, right?
That's the thing. I was just teaming up with another Esper, and we were rolling all over everything. But me by myself, it's a lot slower. I die a lot more. It's definitely a game that the difficulty level will make you want to group up, which I think is an interesting decision and a cool one.
Yeah. There are a lot of mechanics in the game that make you want to group up.
Like how explorers open paths for settlers to put stuff up, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and settlers.
That's really clever.
Yeah, all of the paths working together like that is super cool to me.
Yeah, I really like that. I like the same with professions. They all seem to really work together as well, and you're going to want to know buddies of different professions.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, no profession is actually self-sufficient, right? So that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I really like that. They've really done a lot to encourage people to group up and to teamwork and to work together, which I think is something that I really like in games.
I can't tell if it makes the challenges harder or not, though.
What, grouping up?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't know if the challenges scale outwardly. Like, so like if there are two people in a group and it's a kill challenge, like if you have to kill more than you would as a solo person. I don't know.
I know doing challenges by myself, I got almost none of them. Doing challenges as part of a duo, we were hitting about like 70% of them.
Okay.
I'd say.
All right.
So for whatever that scale might be, it does seem to be easier to get.
Yeah, well, you can tag the things faster and you can sort of kill everything quicker, which helps regardless. So.
Yeah, but we were still definitely failing some.
Have you guys seen the group abilities?
Group abilities.
Like, Lord of the Rings had these things where you could, like, one person starts a combo move and then somebody else, like, presses another button and then another person presses another button and then you, like, do some super special group move.
It's like chains?
Something like that. Let me just say, something like that exists in WildStar. And occasionally I get, like, a little 4T, like, the keyboard movement arrow cross thing in my screen, and it's like, hold down this. And one time I did it, and then all the guys around me exploded. So it seems cool, but I don't know how to trigger it or what it is.
You can't rebind it either, so I'm screwed, basically, at all times.
No, you can rebind it, can't you?
Nope.
You can. You need a mod, though, to do rebinding.
I'm sure you can do it at the mod, yeah.
I tried the entire time in beta.
Oh, really?
I even asked at WildStar on Twitter. It's theoretically assigned to your movement keys, but it's not. I reassign all my movement keys because I move with the right arrows, and I mouse with the left hand.
Right.
So I never get my hands over to the WASD in time to do the quick time.
Yeah, it's really fast too.
Yeah.
Have you tried, like, there's a specific keybind mod that is supposed to let you keybind everything?
That if I could do that, that would be glorious.
All right, I will send you a link to that after the show.
Yeah, you know what, I tried to, and we should put it in the show notes too, in case if this makes the cut. But it seemed to rebind the buttons for me to my movement keys, but it didn't, like, forward and back. Like, it sort of forward was still the one on the top, even though that's not how I have my keys because I'm weird. But yeah, I don't know. It seemed awkward. I just don't know how to. I don't know how to trigger it at all or anything. I just know that sometimes it comes up and then there's like a button to press. And I was wondering what the deal is, if you guys know.
Well, I know there's, like, if you get stunned, you have to hop back up again, and that's hold S. But it's not equivalent to my down arrow. It has to be S.
God.
Yeah, yeah.
So I always end up. That's when I take the most damage. That's basically the only way to kill a spellslinger is find the lefty and jump.
Can you do something like use auto hotkey or one of those things to
I
remap it to spamming S?
Well, I could remap. I guess I mean, I've got a Razer keyboard, so I could remap WASD to different keys, but then I can't type.
All right. You want to find a mod called Keybind Freedom.
Okay.
It's supposed to let you rebind everything.
Okay.
Hopefully that works.
Oh, hopefully that works. That, as far as I know, that is the premier current key binding mod. Which, speaking of which, is a good topic. Are you guys running any mods?
Nope.
I'm running BG plates because I'm healing, and it was impossibly hard to heal when it was combining. I've got another one called Smart Nameplates that combined, like, by default, health and shield are in the same bar. So it was really hard to read when people were actually hurt and not just unshielded.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that's
Separate,
interesting.
shield and health. I will look up the name of that for you later because I don't have it right here.
Also, nameplates are like one of the things that I would definitely try to bind, and the other thing that I would, or to mod, and the other thing that I would try to mod is I need a way to see where the fuck my party members are on the mini map. That is not the like weird,
Yes.
not the weird bunny skull that like that seems to be on the lowest layer, so it's always under all the quest objectives and shit. It's really hard, and as soon as they get out of the mini map, like good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Is there a way to filter the minimap too? So
you can right click the mini map and like turn off all of the people, but as far as I can tell, it's like
God.
It's like in-game vendors or it's in-town vendors and stuff more than like everything else. I don't know. Maybe you can do it that way.
That's my one kind of complaint for a game that really emphasizes grouping up, which is cool. I feel like it's hard to figure out who in your party's on what quests and stuff like that. I'd like to see a little more robust, quest sharing and grouping, including finding people on a mini-map. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think the path quests could also, if there's some way to tell if other people were doing something for their path when they go run the fuck off in a different direction, or if they just like got lost or turned around, or like something shiny caught their eye. That would be really useful.
Pomegranates!
We've taken to putting the Mexican wrestling mask and like the frying pan with the hat, the chef's hat, the rain marks on each other's head.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It helps a little, but they disappear if you're too far away too. I know, and the nameplates aren't super visible, so I don't know. There are just a few things that I haven't modded anything. I'm not really planning to do mods for a while because that way lies darkness.
I had to get the nameplate up. I
feel you.
People seriously need to learn to keep their friendly telegraphs on, and if they need a heal, stay in the sparklies.
So
that's
one of the best things is it's your fucking responsibility to get healed in this game.
Yes, but people haven't learned that yet.
Yeah, I know.
There's going to be a learning period.
I get some dick-faced Granok on, thanks for the heals. Yeah, you know what? I did heal you 4 times. You moved every time.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to get used to that. I did a PvP earlier at Battleground.
Oh, cool.
And oh my god, the red telegraphs were just everywhere. I mean, I just sort of gave up at one point. I'm just like, I'm here, I'm in red, whatever. This is how it's gonna be.
So it depends a bit on your class too, because I know as healers, I think all 3 of us are playing classes that can heal, but I think none of us is a medic, right? So my understanding is that each of the healing classes heals differently too, so you really have to know who your healer is. Espers have some aimed heals, and they have at least 1 or 2 like click the target box and then press the heal button things also. At some point they do. I don't know if we get that yet. And like medics are close range healers, so like there's this weird thing about knowing who your healer is, where they're standing, and then positioning is super important. I think that's just a running theme in the game, is that positioning is super important.
Yeah, it was the same with PvP. I got was starting to get to know the shapes of what the attacks that people were doing against me. So I'd be like, okay, well, that rectangle's the bad rectangle, but that weird squiggly line is not so bad, and you start to kind of recognize the different patterns of what the spells people are casting against you. But it's a learning adventure for all of us.
It really is. Questing feels a lot like Warcraft, and I don't know if that's great or not, but the combat is totally not, and it's like a huge departure and a huge learning curve, and I love it.
There is one thing that I really like about questing that they've done is that quest text is really minimal. It's seriously just, go kill 10 rats, and when you go kill the 10 rats, there's a book. And then you click on the book, and then you can go back and read the book whenever you want. So when you've got, I don't know, just for argument's sake, a toddler on your lap telling you to go get out of the red, by the way, my kid knows to get out of the red, what is your excuse? Yelling at you to get out of the red and go kill more monsters, you can go back and read the lore later, and it's awesome.
That is good, definitely.
Yeah. The red is kind of, I think, the telegraphing is going to cause problems for people with color blindness.
I have a friend who can't play at all.
Yeah.
Well, I know
have they tried the mods? There's 3 different colorblind modes for each of them.
But that's only for combat. It doesn't change the rest of the world, which the art direction is so saturated, it gives him a terrible migraine to even log in. I can
understand that. I have a little bit of an issue, and definitely the red, especially on some background or some ground textures, is either really hard to see or it doesn't stand out in the way that I think they were going for with bright red telegraphs. So I'm getting used to it. I haven't tried those things yet. But yeah, the color saturation I can see definitely being an issue for people. That said, I love the way the game looks. I think it looks gorgeous. I love the humor throughout the game. Leveling up is always awesome. It was always fun just in Warcraft when it's hey, makes a little sound and plays some pretty pictures. But when it's some dude going fuck yeah, you leveled up. That's amazing.
I'm 13 at this point, so that's happened 12 times. It makes me laugh every time.
I know. It's
and the giant Guitar Hero font. Whoa! Yeah.
And that's it. Whoever does that voice is amazing. Because when you walk near a new town and it tells you the story of the town.
I love it.
It's great.
I agree, and it's managing so far anyway to walk the line between kind of doing funny jokes and doing in-jokes without feeling a bit in Warcraft it kind of could go a little over the top, and you're haha, yeah, okay, yeah, Paris Hilton or Hilton Paris or whatever. Yeah. And this
Paris Hilton.
Sorry, Harris Hilton. This seems a little more subtle in a lot of ways, so I don't feel totally jarred out of the world, which is cool. While still getting those jokes in.
I mean, the world sort of lends itself to that, right? We're on exile, so we are the Western, the Old West settler people. So
with bunny ears.
With bunny ears. I totally have pink bunny ears too. So.
Do you seriously?
I do, and I have the afro hair with the flowers in it. I'm a male Orin on my Asper, and I have it's great.
I haven't even seen the male Orin character generation. I should go through that.
It's ridiculous. I took eyes that are why the fuck am I doing this? And then I took the hair that makes me look like I'm really angry. So it's when you put a mop on your cat's head or something like that, and they just sort of look at you and are fuck you, I'm just gonna sit here because I don't want to get up. But
I've done that.
Yeah,
I've done that. I know that. Yeah.
that's how my Orin looks, and it's glorious. So.
Crazy-eyed Orin are my favorite.
When I generated, there was totally a crack baby Orin female next to me, and I thought of you.
Don't suppose it was pink and orange, because if it's pink and orange, totally the go.
No, but I hope to run into her one day.
I think she's level 3 now.
That's fine.
Just from killing does in the first zone.
That's totally awesome. That's very cool. Professions. How far have you got? Like, I hear that the professions get kind of complicated as you go further on in the game, but I haven't had a chance to really play with them much yet.
I am the only one I've done that's actual crafting is cooking, and that is amazingly complicated. Like it's got a flavor profile set up, and you decide whether you want to make your jerky spicy and savory, or savory and sweet, or sweet and spicy. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it has like the triangle with the triangle with the like zones in it? I can't remember if it's a triangle or not, but I know you can like, the default one starts in the middle. And then you can adjust the ingredients or whatever and move it around. And the actual crafting for gear and stuff works similarly. I did a little bit of crafting in the beta, but not very much. I just sort of opened it and looked at the interface and realized that it looked kind of complicated in a good way.
I will probably pick up architecture at some later point, just not right now.
That seems
That's my plan as well. I went with mining and survival right now just so I could gather and make some money and start maths, and then figure I'll switch to architecture later.
And oh man, gathering is so satisfying. I feel like a villain in like a Dr. Seuss book, because the way you chop down trees with your laser chainsaw is hilarious.
I haven't got to that yet. I'll look forward to that. Yeah, I just like when you go to even the like farming mats, right? Like everybody they just give you farming right away.
Yeah, you shoot bushes.
Yeah, you shoot. Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm gonna click on this bush, and I don't know if I can farm it yet or gather it yet. And I like pull out my gun and blast the shit out of it, and then like bits of the bush go everywhere, and then I like press the button and it all flies into me, and it's awesome.
Loot vacuum is my favorite thing.
Loot vacuum's cool. I think it's also personal-ish loot, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
It is. Yeah.
Which is cool.
So
again,
like,
good for grouping.
If you're picking up a quest item, if you're on a quest for items that you kill things to get, even if someone else gets the tag, you can still get the quest item.
Right, and if you're with your friend in a group, then you still both get loot, which is one of the things that was always frustrating about like area loot in Rift and in Warcraft and stuff, is like whoever pressed the button first gets all the loot, except for like the things that are rolled on. So it's nice that it doesn't seem to work that way.
Yeah, definitely.
We're all thinking about going.
I know, we're all sitting here
right
thinking
now,
about playing WildStar. Boy, I wish I was playing WildStar right now. It's really fun. I'm trying to come up with something to talk about that isn't just, oh my god, you guys, this game's really fun.
So,
it
what
really is.
Aside from your bag of awesomeness dropping, have you had any issues or deleting?
Okay.
Do you have any issues?
Question: what is up with the you only get to open one box a day thing? Have you noticed that?
Yeah. I read that was going to be the case before launch.
I actually haven't opened any of my boxes because I'm going to run out of bag space if I open boxes. I don't even know what's in them.
Well, apparently you need to, because you can only open one a day, and I've got like 60-some boxes.
Oh, I only have like 20.
That is the shittiest way to get subscribers.
Well,
my God.
So the thing that I actually take away from that as a positive is that if those kind of boxes ever make another appearance, say in a cash shop or as random drops, you will only be able to open one of them a day, which I think is way better than you can open however many you pay dollars for keys for.
On the one hand, you were right. That is a good way to save me from myself.
I mean, I'm hoping that's true. I don't.
On the other hand, oh my God, there are gambling boxes in my inventory that have fancy things like a war pig mount, but I can't open them, and I'm going insane.
Oh shit! I forgot.
I do not want another fucking Reptonic.
I forgot they can have a war pig mount. Man, I should have plugged in more often during beta.
I've got a sweet hat. like the Raiden hat.
Oh, you got one?
That was my very first boombox. It's amazing, and I love it. Yes.
I have the
The
Highwayman's.
world knows that I have a gambling problem, so they give me these things, and all I get out of it is garbage every time. Guild Wars, Star Wars, all the time.
It'll you got plenty of boxes. You got 2 months to open them all.
Yes, and I will have to pay my subscription
I know,
for the
you
2
could-
months to
'cause you
open my
can't-
boxes.
Because that's the best part is like now they have your at least 2 months subscription because you have to open all your boxes because you can't quit while you still have boxes.
So mercenary.
I have just enough to run out just under a month, so yeah, take that.
Some of
So,
I think the most I've heard in our guild, one fellow had 88 boxes.
Somebody on the advice channel said 97.
yeah, I mean,
Wow.
well, it was like 3 per day that you logged in for the last month or something like that.
Yeah, and clearly I was a slacker because I only had like 45 boxes, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, like the Highwayman stuff. Did you guys get a set of the Highwayman's gear?
Yes.
I have 4 pieces. I don't know how many there are.
4. There's 4. There's no
Okay.
hat or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I was glad that I wasn't sure if I had all the pieces, but then they came in this nice bag, which was cool until I realized that I opened it and now I have to carry those 4 pieces around until I find some fucking costume NPC that will let me put it in a costume slot that I have.
The costume NPC is in Gallows on the Human Exile side. I don't know where it is.
I'm just
must
about
be-
to get there.
Okay, yeah. And all you have to do is talk to them, and you create the costume with the pieces, and then that creates a costume set, and then if you don't actually want to wear it, you go to no costume, and then it doesn't take up space anymore.
But
Okay.
do the pieces get vacuumed into the costume?
No,
Like
you assign each piece to each.
Right, but I like put it in there and then it's not in my inventory anymore.
Right.
Okay, sweet.
I don't know if you can take it back out again if you want to make a costume with different pieces.
I'm not worried about it. I'm not. You probably can. I'm not super worried about it. Like
Yeah.
the one thing I wish also is that there was a preview, like a gear preview
There
ability.
is. Control right click.
Control right click.
Yes.
Ah, god damn it. Okay.
The only thing is, though, if you link a piece of gear in chat, they cannot also control right click.
Oh, that's what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Okay, how do you link a piece in chat?
Shift click.
Shift click.
Shift left click?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Shift left click.
Also, like,
New games are so exciting!
Also-
I know no one knows what's going on.
also like
Again,
the,
I just gotta say, what the fuck is Moxie?
all of the things being like similarly named and like all of the panels from Warcraft are there, but they're all bound slightly differently, and that fucking is breaking my mind every
Oh, I
time
know they
try to
put
open something.
characters on P.
Why is it
And I
on
hit
P?
C.
That should be your spell book.
I don't
think
know.
P is for personal, maybe?
No,
I hit C all the damn time trying to open up the character.
I rebound that because I
The only reason why I knew where the amp panel was is because I keep hitting B
right
every time.
Right.
every time. Just rebind it.
That confuses me too. I mean, there's that whole like amp point thing, and then there's your spells, and plus I keep getting amps as rewards for
Yeah.
things.
So what happens with the amps as rewards? I haven't figured that out at all.
I don't know. I have all these warrior amps, and I don't need them.
The ones I got for like quest rewards for my class, I clicked and they disappeared, but I don't know where they went.
Yeah, me too.
I just right before this podcast, someone explained that there's a bag for your trade skills material because I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I keep picking up all this cotton and stuff, and I don't know where it goes. It's just gone.
There's also a bag. So that's if you press the bag and then in the bottom left corner, there's like the trash icon, the recycle icon for salvaging, and then the next one is your trade skills bag. And then also I found that there is a quest item bag at the bottom of your main inventory. It just says like quest items, and if you click it, it like slides up, and you can see your quest items. I don't know why you want to, because like
So you can drag him to an action bar, but I don't know why you'd want to drag him to an action bar because you can just rebind the T key that I can't use because I'm left-handed.
right, exactly.
Yeah, there's a lot of special buttons in WildStar. I have a G13 gamepad that I use for every game, and I have things pretty much set up so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
do the same things in each game. And now I've got shift because I need to run, and I've got V for the loot, and I've got T for the quest item, and I'm gonna have to rebind my whole damn gamepad.
Oh yeah, and shift. I always used shift as part of my binds.
Yeah.
And you can't use it. You can't use your sprint key as part of your binds anymore.
So you have to rebind sprint.
Maybe I haven't, but I might have to put it on my mouse button. I already put roll on my mouse button because I don't like the double tapping. Do you guys use the double tapping for dash?
All the time, but
Yes.
that's because I move with the arrow keys.
Yeah,
So
I
double
move with the arrow keys too, but I
think you can change it to holding down.
No, I changed it to a button. So Terra had it where if I was running in a direction, and mine was like Alt or something in Terra, I don't know, but like if I'm running in a direction and I press the key, then I just roll that way. And if you're standing still, then you either roll backwards or forwards. And you can set it up in WildStar to do that in somewhere.
Nice.
So
There is somewhere to set that up, yeah.
It's in combat, I think, if you open your menu that doesn't have a key bound to it other than escape and no clicky icon among the like 40 icons on the bottom of your screen. Combat, and then you can uncheck double tap to dash and then bind a button to it, and then it works like that. And I remember specifically having a conversation with the dev about making sure that shit worked properly. So I will take credit for it, even though it was already in the next patch when I talked to him.
Nice. So yeah, overall, I think it's safe to say that we're all really enjoying WildStar. I have to say, like, I played it a bit in beta, and then I was sort of looking forward to it just because I like a new game, and we have a bunch of people playing and whatever. But now that I'm in it, and it's for real, and it's all come together, not only has it come leaps and bounds from the beta, even like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, just extreme how much difference it is. It's been really eye-opening as far as development for me.
Yeah.
But also, the game's really fun, and I wasn't sure, how much once you got on the ground, how much I was going to enjoy it. It's just like WoW or whatever, and it's just different enough to be really good. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Are you happy with the class you picked?
Yeah, I am. I picked Esper. I'm very satisfied with it. I have an alt that I have not played yet, and that'll be a Stalker, because I figure that'll be the opposite of Esper.
So fun, Stalker.
How about you, Arrow? Do you like the Spellslinger?
Oh my god, I love her so much.
That's good.
Shooting people to heal them is so great.
Yeah,
I'm still getting used to being able to move while casting. I played Warcraft for so long, and I played a priest, so it's hard to get used to the fact that I can just hit the heal and go. I can start shooting and go, rather than just stand there and take it. So that's been an exciting change.
Yeah, that'll make PvP definitely different and interesting too, if you ever or raiding, honestly, basically.
Oh yeah. How are you liking Esper, Elly?
I like Esper a lot, but I have mostly actually spent my time on an engineer because I played the Esper as like my solo class, and then I play with Talon a lot, and I figured I want to be able to play one on my own, so I picked Esper as the one on my own, and we've been playing. It turns out she's enjoying her Spellslinger, so I'm playing an engineer, and I like it. I feel like I don't have a diverse enough button set, and I think that just is me needing to pick some new buttons. So, which luckily you can do all the time, and it's awesome. And I get powered armor, so whatever.
And once you get your bot friends, you still don't have many buttons, but they do.
Well, the bot, so the thing is, summoning the bot is a button, but then once the bot's out, it becomes another attack that the bot does, right? So like my taunt is to like send my taking bot, and he like dives in and jumps on the guy and taunts all the guys around him. And like I have an AoE that's like from my artillery bot.
I totally need a Mordesh engineer.
I am a Mordesh engineer, and I have the like the eyeliner that's running.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And like I have the like big like mohawk thing off to the
God
side.
damn it, Elly! I need to send you a screenshot of the Mordesh engineer that I rolled and haven't played. Because,
how could I
I
not pick
hate
the best?
so much right now.
How could I not pick the best stuff?
Tell me it's not purple.
It's not purple. I'm green.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
I went with purple and red.
No, I'm not green. I'm like I'm like mottled. The like mottled color, and I have green goo.
Well,
And
at the
purple
risk of
hair.
not talking about WildStar for a moment, we did get a
No, wait.
voicemail.
We got a good transition into this one. So one other thing, we can cut that whole part. One other thing that's fun about WildStar is that it has really good music. We talked about this before. We've been playing, you and I, Liore at least, have been playing with the music on. And I don't know, Arrow, whether you're allowed to with the little one pressing buttons all the time.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, no. I've got the music turned down a little bit, but I like to keep it up because I think it's really fun.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying the music. Like I said, this is one of the first times I've played an MMO with music on in a while. So good job to the people who wrote the music.
Yeah, good job. You know, we had the 90-minute wait at launch waiting for the servers to come up. And
Oh, God, yeah, we did.
I had the music going in the background the whole time, and I found myself, like, humming it today while I was cleaning the house. I'm like, do-do-do. Like, what is that? Oh, it's the WildStar login music. So that speaks to both its quality and the fact that I need to log into WildStar more.
Also, segue.
Yeah.
Segue. We got a voicemail, and it was a few weeks ago, and Sil let me know that we got it. So it's from Sil from BattleBards and the MMO Gypsy blog, and let's play it right now and listen to what she has to say. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There I go. If you're watching this live, just ignore this. This is the magic. The magic is
We're fixing it in post.
Yeah, we're fixing this in post. So.
Oh, you should tell the people that are watching it live or on the.
Oh, the people.
If you don't cut it into the stream.
That's true. I won't cut it into the stream. The people who are watching this on the stream later, Sil asked us about our favorite game soundtracks and also wished the podcast a happy birthday. And yeah, so there you go. I will now pretend like it is over. Thanks for calling in. I couldn't even keep a straight face.
That was amazing.
So, thank you very much, Sil, for calling in. I know that Sil loves getting voicemails for her BattleBards podcast. If you like game music, you should totally check it out. And also, I love getting voicemail speak pipes, so thanks, Sil. So anyway, you guys, what are some of your favorite soundtracks for games? Elly?
So I found this question actually kind of hard. I like music in games, but like I don't really remember it all the time. I don't know why. It's just it. I think the best music is music that I want to have on that adds to the game, but like I wouldn't necessarily call it out as the reason that I'm enjoying the game. That said, I really like the music from Defiance, which is fairly modern and is kind of like weirdly dubstep-y. It's like a fanfare with dubstep, and I actually own the soundtrack to that one, which is one of the few modern soundtracks that I purchased, and not just been given in a humble bundle. I think Bastion had really good music.
Correct.
And an old soundtrack that was one of the early soundtracks that I remember listening to a lot was the Killer Instinct soundtrack. I think I still have the CD for that when I got that game for my 64 or for my Super Nintendo or whatever the hell it came out for, and that was like some sweet techno music from the early 90s. So that's what I got. I don't have too much more. I'll probably remember other things when you guys talk about it, but yeah.
All right, good enough. Arrow, how about you?
This is extensive, so I'll talk fast because we're running out of away from WildStar time.
Oh yeah.
Interestingly enough, my 3 favorite soundtracks also belong to my 3 favorite games because the music is a big part of my enjoyment thereof, which is The Dig, which is kind of it's great background music, kind of trancey, lots of tinkly bells, and Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, which is spectacular. I still listen to that to this day. And Final Fantasy X.
Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are good choices.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see a Final Fantasy on the list.
Both of those last 2 games I remember loving, and I'm sure that it was at least in part because of the music.
Then I just finished Transistor. I actually kind of rushed through it to make sure I was done before WildStar. And the music is actually part of the story, which is really fascinating, and I highly recommend it to everyone.
Oh, awesome.
Like, the protagonist has no voice, but she's a musician. So they use the soundtrack as kind of her commentary on what's going on, and it's fascinating.
Oh, very cool.
And there's also, like, there's a button where she hums, and she hums along with the soundtrack that's playing in wherever piece you are.
Oh, yeah. No, I hear the soundtrack for that is really, really good. I've also heard don't listen to the soundtrack until you play the game.
Correct.
So I
Because
haven't actually
the
listened to it
soundtrack
yet.
is part of the story, and it will be hugely full of spoilers, and you don't want to do that.
Oh, I'm so excited. I will play that.
You'll
It's
play
only
that
like 6 or 8 hours long.
You'll play that next summer. After.
Yes, I know. Once I have time,
You and me both.
Yeah, how's your coder playthrough there, Liore?
Okay, the problem with the coder playthrough is I got down into the sewers underneath Terrace, and I'm fighting rat ghouls, and they suck.
Yeah.
Fighting those rat ghouls sucks, and so there was like 3 days where I'm like, oh, I don't really feel like dealing with stupid rat ghouls, and then WildStar came out, so I want to get back to it, but it's just that the combat. Like, that is a particularly sucky section. The rat ghouls are way too tough for me, and I keep dying a lot, and it's just really frustrating. So once I feel like being frustrated, I'll go back to it.
There are actually mods that you can install that will help.
Oh.
They also clean up the graphics a little, and make the AI slightly less stupid.
I may well do that, because it is a very frustrating sewer to be in. So I've had a tough time being inspired to lie, as much as I enjoy everything else except for, like, the last 15 minutes or whatever. But, I die a lot.
If I recall correctly, the terrace sewers are the most obnoxious part of the entire game.
Sweet. That's actually what I wanted to hear.
There's other parts, like Kashyyyk is really annoying, but it's not that annoying.
But you also get to see Wookiees when you're on Kashyyyk, so...
That's true.
Okay, well, see, that's good. Yeah, no, these sewers are... I was hoping that this is, like, the worst of it.
Those of us that know things about Star Wars know that Kashyyyk's the Wookiee home world, so you don't have to look blankly anymore. Liore.
I knew that, actually. I knew that. Yeah. I've seen Star Wars. I hang around Star Wars nerds.
That's Extended Universe.
Oh, that doesn't exist anymore, didn't you hear? Extended Universe?
No, it kind of does.
It does. It's kind of parallel universe.
Yeah, it's J.J. Abrams, so it's for the next set of movies.
Yes. Great. Okay. I have soundtracks, and this will not surprise anybody. I'm going to give the nod to Mass Effect 1, who the composer was Jack Wall, and Mass Effect 3, who the composer was Clint Mansell. And Clint Mansell he has been the soundtrack guy for many movies that I adore, like Pi, amazing. So I wasn't surprised that he did such a good job, but man, you listen to like the soft piano tinkle song, I think it's called After Earth, when the Reapers initially come in the beginning of 3, and it hits me every time. And in 1, it's so atmospheric. It's like creepy, it's weird, you're like, whoa, I'm here in space all by myself. It's very evocative. I really, really, really like the job there for the soundtrack. So those two guys, good job.
Yeah, Mass Effect music was awesome. All of the Mass Effect music.
It was really, really good. Okay, that's the podcast. Let's go play more WildStar.
Holy crap, yes.
You can find us LioreBlog.com/CatContextPodcast. I'm on Twitter at Liores. Aerolade is on Twitter at Aerolade. Elly is on Twitter at ThatAngryDwarf. And I think that's it. We're going to play more WildStar. Thanks for listening and watching.
Yeah, come visit us on Avindra.
Yeah, our guild is called Cats in Space on Avindra, Exile side. Please feel free to say hi if you see us running around. I'm Liore in the game, which is not very inventive, but that's who I am.
And it's a role-playing server, so don't be an asshole.
Yeah,
don't be named asshole either.
Also, don't be named asshole. Try to make your name not stupid. Because it's a role-playing server.
Favorite thing about being on an RP server.
Me too, and I will fully admit to being an aggressive reporter of shitty names on role-playing servers, so I will do it. I've done it to guildies in the past.
Dang. The gauntlet has been laid down. All right, well, I have to go listen to our guildies die. They're making another run at that level 15 adventure.
Oh, that's
the first time. So
there are levels. There's like it's kind of like challenge modes, the adventures. So there's a completion, and then there's like gold, silver, and bronze at least.
Don't care. We'll find out when we go play.
Yeah.
So whatever.
Rocket House.
Yeah,
I gotta go watch.
Rocket House needs to happen before bed tonight.
I gotta go
Yes.
watch a hockey game, so I will catch you guys in an hour or so.
All right. Well, thank you very much for watching and or listening. We'll be back next week, probably. Something like that for the next episode. So
Yeah, we'll
until
see.
then,
Yeah.
There may be too much WildStar.
we'll see.
Well, then
I'll
we'll
be
just have
here.
another. We'll have another WildStar podcast. That'll be fine.
There you go. If
Very
nothing
cool.
else, I will be here in a week talking to myself about games. So, all right. Bye.
Good night.